Hello fellow anime enjoyers, welcome to the Anime Awards 2024. Well, the year has come to an end and 2025 is just beginning, so what better to recap the year and see what the anime world brought to us from 2024 and decide in a big poll the Crystal Anime Awards, hosted by me, Azurian. Before, I want to thank the members DJ Wild, Rocky, Cheesy Fries, Pegomastrax and Molly the Fish 306. And before we get into it, please subscribe and leave a like because this took a bit of work and 150% of you aren't subscribed. I also want to thank Winter's Echo for preparing the logo and tallying up all the results because this is going to be my first reaction. I don't know who won, I don't know any results. This is going to be a first time reaction right with you. In this poll, 235 individuals helped voting and deciding the results. It may not seem like a big number, but trust me, for a small channel of my size, this is really good. And now for the best protagonist. Let me say, this year I think it was quite weak for protagonists. I didn't find one that was, oh my god, this is a really good one. This needs to win. Oh well, and let's start by my pick. What did I think was the best protagonist of the year? And that is Woo Liuki 7 from Scissor 7. If you don't know, Season 5 just aired this last season on fall. I really need to finish watching it. I need to actually still start. But 7 is without any doubts one of my favorite protagonists in anime. In this case, it's a donghua. Yes, I included donghwas. If you don't know, it's Chinese animation. Scissor 7 is one of my favorite animes of all time. I'm gonna call it anime, yes, sorry. In this case, yeah, I didn't have many options to choose from. I don't know, this was the only one that seemed worthy of being my pick. Now, let's go to the interesting parts. Let's start with the third place, second and first, and then see the full page with the results. So, your third place from your votes was Rafal with 25 votes. Sumi is gonna kill me so much for this. Sumi hated that I picked this because, well, if you saw the anime, you know why, but 25 people agree with me that this was a very good protagonist. I really like him. He was way colder and more smarter than I was expecting. I was expecting him to just be a normal shonen main character, even though it's not really that kind of anime. But now the second place, I can probably guess very easily which are the two remaining ones. So let's just confirm if my suspicions are true. And for the second place, it was Momo Ayase with 68 votes. Okay, so there are a lot of votes left. I wonder who's the first place. And it is none other than Natsuki Subaru. I knew it. I saw it coming. I knew those two would be top first and second. Those were just on another level. There's no comparison to the others that I put on the list. By the way, I chose 6 nominations for each category. So yeah, out of those 6, those two were clearly favorites to win. Let's see the full results. And okay, here we have last place was Ashaf with only 5 votes, then Sento in D 17 votes, still relatively good amount, and then it was a close race between 4th and 3rd. Now, best girl, let's see which ones you deemed worthy of getting the best girl title. Let's start with me, my pick. Who did I choose for best girl? And that was Yuki Itose from A Sign of Affection. This may surprise some people. A lot of people could think Lemon would be my pick for favorite anime girl of the year. And to be honest, I was really close to putting her. I don't know, she didn't seem as present or as important in the story anymore. Well, Yuki is the main character. I really like her. She's really cute. I like the anime. I really like it. Now let's see your votes. Who did you put third, second, and first? I'm very curious for this one. And your third place was the same one as I put first. Okay, 42 votes. It's still a very good amount. It's bigger than the last third place. Rafal only got 25 votes. She got 42. Let's see the second place. Curious. Shinatsu-kan. Don't tell me the top 2 will be dominated by Blue Box. It was very close too. 42 and 46 votes. People were very indecisive in this one. Now first place, let's see. It was Hina Shonu. How did Blue Box manage to be top first and top second in the same category? That's wild. 42, 46, and 48. That was really, really close. But I'm glad. I really liked your picks, and Blue Box is really good. I love the two characters. I can't really decide which one. For me, it's like, yeah, I don't care who you choose. Just get with someone quickly, in my opinion. Okay, this was really close. There was no character with less than 24 votes. Lemon was 5th. You're lacking. The first place getting only 20% of the votes, it shows that it was a really close battle. And after Best Girl, obviously we have Best Boy. And what better than to start with my pick, Ken Takakura, Okarun. Obviously. Dandadan was a really good anime. I feel like he did a good job being the second protagonist. I feel like he does a really good job, but losing his balls or something like that. I don't know. Now I hope you don't choose exactly the same one for the first place, because it's gonna look like I'm just going by the popular votes. But let's see the third place. We have Reno Ichikawa. Okay, yeah, he's cool, I guess. He's the only normal character that I like. If it was higher, I would disagree, but third place is like healthy. I think it's pretty good. Let's see the second place. Felix Sargi, let's go! I forgot I added him. 48 votes. I almost chose this as my pick, and I would have if this season had more of Felix. Now let's see the first place. I'm curious, which ones did I put also, besides those two? I don't remember. Oh, okay, obviously. It's gonna be Okarun. How did I forget about the one I picked? 105 votes, already cracking the 100 votes. That's a lot, a big percentage. And here we have the full voting. My man Zenjiro got last place. How? I feel like the Best Boy had more options because the Best Protagonist only limits us to like one character per anime. The difference between the first and the second place is massive. Really massive. We've already seen Best Boy and Best Girl now together, or maybe not. Some people are gay. Best Couple. Well, I chose Yuki, Itose, and Nagi, because I have to say this was one of my favorite romance animes of the entire year, and it felt the most like a romance. Some other romance animes were also really good, but not as much in the romance part, but this one felt like a 100% romance, and I really liked the relationship between them. Some people don't like it, but I don't care. Third place. That's interesting. Gigi Harem and Meki's main couples got a tie with 34 votes each. I really dislike this couple here. The main character is like a nothing burger. He does nothing. Yana is my least favorite girl, so the other one is okay, whatever. I don't really like Gigi Harem that much, but sure. Second place. Ane Yamada and Kyotaro Ichikawa, 51 votes. I expected this to be first place. Okay, like, you guys made such a big fuss about Dangers in My Heart being a masterpiece, and now second place? Okay, let's see the first place then, if it's any better. Okay, yeah, obviously it's Dandadan again. Let's try finding a poll where Dandadan isn't in the top 3. I guess it's also my fault that I nominated them for almost every category. Whoa, that's crazy. The main blue box couple got last place. You were putting blue box girls in first and second place, and now it's last. I don't get the people who voted in this. Now let's go to the genre categories. Best drama anime, and my pick was Orb on the Movements of Earth. In my opinion, it's a fantastic anime. Historical. I'm not usually the biggest fan of historical anime, but this one manages to give it really high stakes and make the drama feel really intense. Like, you never know if the characters are gonna like get accused of being witches the next second, and it shows very like dark scenes of torture and stuff. Sometimes it's even a bit too much. You never know what's gonna happen next. It has a lot of plot twists, and that's how I like my dramas. And your third place is Jellyfish Can't Swim in the Night. 21 votes. That's so low. How many votes are the first place is gonna have? Second, Orb on the Movements of Earth. Okay, it was almost first place. I'll take it. Don't tell me it's gonna be that one. Oshinoko, obviously, 137 votes. That's over half of the votes. Look at this, it's 58% of the votes. I thought you would vote for Ghost Band Cry as well, because it was really high rated on my anime list and sites like that. Now, we have to talk about Tonari no Yokai-san. That anime is awfully underrated. The anime was really good and has like a very wholesome drama. It knows how to mix those two very well. I'm sad that it's in the last place, but I fully expected this. Seeing it have 4 votes is already good. Best romance. This is gonna be spicy. My pick is A Sign of Affection. I already talked about it multiple times, so let's move on. Third place, Blue Box. Oh, I expected this to be higher. Who's up there? The Dangers in My Art Season 2. I expected this to be first place. What's first place then? Alia won. Alia, do you like Alia that much? It wasn't that like groundbreaking or amazing. 80 people decided this was the best romance of the year. Fair enough. Sumi's gonna be happy. A Sign of Affection 5th. That's too low. That's too low. At least above Gigi Harem. At least. Best comedy. What anime brought us the most joy and laughter? My pick was Ranma, not because it's my favorite, but because it's the one that made me laugh the most. And it got a bit worse in the last episodes. I don't really like the introduction of some jokes, but in the beginning it was being very funny and I laughed a lot. That's why I chose it to be my pick, even though it's a 6.5 out of 10. Your third place is Makein. Okay, I'm gonna say it. Everyone who nominates this for romance, no, this was more comedy than romance in my opinion. It had funny moments, but it wasn't the best, and I dislike a few of the characters, especially Yana. Shikanoko, second place. I actually expected this to be second place, so I got it exactly right. 76 votes. I bet first is gonna be Konosuba. It's one of the most popular isekais ever. And here we have the chart. VTuber Legend. I almost chose that one. I feel like out of all of those, it's the one I like the most. I like it because it's relatable, because I'm a YouTuber. Ranma was just funnier. Shikanoko wasn't that funny. It was a bit mid. It was really overhyped in my opinion. Best action. Pow, pow, pow. And my pick was Dandadan. Basic, generic pick, I know. Dandadan had really good scenes. Really good action scenes. Very interesting action. And your third place was Bleach. 49 votes, pretty understandable. People really like Bleach. It's one of the big 3. Solo Leveling, second place. Okay, now that's a good thing. I'm finishing the first season right now because I left a few episodes behind and I want to catch up to them before the new season starts, which is already too late because it starts today when I'm recording, so I'm gonna finish everything today. But I really agree with this one. I feel like if it wasn't Dandadan, I would maybe choose Solo Leveling, and the first place is gonna be it, right? Dandadan once more taking the lead. Wow, what a surprise, isn't it, guys? The top 3 had a big lead over the rest. You can see that it goes from 49 to 18. I expected Kaiju to have more votes. Now, best fantasy. And my pick was Dungeon Meshi. Such a cool world building. I love their creativity with how many different monsters and things they fit all into one place and still make it make sense. It has a real sense of a journey, you know. I really love it. And I'm a vegetarian, so I'm not biased because of the food. Third place, we study One Sword. I didn't watch this one, but I heard it was surprising. And apparently it was surprising enough to get third place. Second place, Dungeon Meshi. Nah, you failed. You're failing. You're failing. This deserved first place. And the first place, obviously, ReZero with over double of the second place's votes. 119 votes, that's a lot. Got 50% of the votes. The Witch and the Beast is getting demolished in every category I chose it. The Grimm Variations got above The Witch and the Beast. How? I thought no one even watched that. Best opening. This was a tricky one because I didn't know what to choose. Some of the openings, I love the music, but then the visuals are very mid. And some that have amazing visuals, the music isn't that great. So I chose something in between, something with a great song and visuals that complement it very nicely and fit very well, and that's Orb. Every time it starts, Nano demo. I just know I'm in for a ride. Let's see your third place. It was a tie between Go-Go Lose the Ranger and Orb. Both have great openings. One is my pick, obviously, and Go-Go Lose the Ranger had one of the best openings of its season. The visuals are very different, especially in the beginning, and the song also has good parts. I'm not the biggest fan of the chorus, but the rest is really good. Second place, Oshinoko. Understandable, amazing visuals, and the song itself is pretty solid. It's not my favorite, but really good. And first place, we all know it. Dan 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 dan. 135 votes. Dan is just sweeping everything. Sengoku Yoko had one of my favorite opening songs, but the visuals are not that great. It's understandable that it's last place, but I'm still really sad for it. Best ending. The year had some really good endings. My pick was Oshinoko's second season. It actually has like very different visuals. It has animation in them. It's not those static backgrounds moving, which a lot of animes do. Hot take, I preferred the ending song than the opening song. Third place, Elusive Samurai. Great music, nice visuals. It feels very funky and energetic. Second place, Solo Leveling. Okay, that's a good pick. I have it on my playlist. I don't listen to it that much, but the visuals are also pretty good. And the first place was a tie between Kaiju number 8 and Oshinoko. Okay, Oshinoko I understand, even though I thought people didn't really like this ending that much. And Kaiju number 8, people were hating on the ending when it came out. I totally agree though. If you don't know, Unnamed Memory has one of my favorite ending songs ever in this year, and they still got 10 votes. I was expecting no one to care about it. I wouldn't be surprised if it had 0 votes. Best soundtrack. You know when you're watching the anime and you hear a cool music in the background. My pick is Days with My Stepsister. I know this sounds weird, but let me explain. You see, it's a stepsister, but that's not the point. It has music. Yeah, that's it. It has music. I started watching the anime thinking it would be an absolutely trashy romance drama, whatever. And it just surprised me with the first few minutes, just playing such a gorgeous piano song. Like, I wasn't expecting at all. And it bamboozled me so hard that I kept watching, even though it's not that good. Your third place was Blue Lock Season 2. Let's go. I managed to bring Blue Lock to the top 3, 33 votes. Second place, Spice and Wolf, really understandable. Kevin Penkin, great composer. I love especially his work in Made in Abyss, but this one also has great soundtracks. I have some in my playlist actually. First place it was, is it Kaiju? Kaiju won the best soundtrack. I also wasn't expecting that. Days with My Stepsister was so close. And how is MF Ghost in last place, tied with Train to the End of the World? I thought you liked Eurobit. So for best animation, and now I have to admit I had to change camera because my brother's phone was running out of space. The next 3 ones I already know the results, but after that it's already new for me as well. My pick for best animation was Dungeon Meshi. It's really good overall, but it has some moments, some sequences where it really decides to shine for some reason. Your third place was Bleach, which is understandable because the newer seasons have been really good. I haven't watched them, but I've seen clips and I've seen people talking about it. So your second place was Oshinoko, which is also a very decent pick. And for the first, Dan winning again, no surprises. I just wonder, why did people vote more for making it than Dungeon Meshi? I just don't understand it. Best CGI, my pick was Beastars, and I know I'm cheating a little bit because I didn't watch this season. I only watched season 1. Yeah, I'm going to watch it eventually, but I know they won't fumble it. This is Studio Orange we're talking about. There's no way they're gonna make it bad. And from what I've seen, it looks pretty good. It's completely 3D. Your third place was Nier Automata. Even though the first season used some 3D and people didn't like it, I feel like they improved a bit, at least from what I've heard. Your second place was Girls Band Cry, and I expected this to be first place actually, but the first place is Beastars final season, so it kind of validates my pick, you know. Even though I didn't really watch that season, people still agree with me. Duke of Death was really close as well, getting top 3. Who voted for High Spirited Trial? 16 people. I'm gonna find you. Best character design, my pick was Scissor 7, because look at this. And look at this. And look at that. They're unique, they're different, they're creative. Your third place was ReZero Season 3, which is very understandable. Really like ReZero's character designs. I'm looking at you, Felix. Oshinoko's second season was your second place with 67 votes. And first place, Dan again, and again, and again. And I feel like at this point, it's already just, oh, another done win. Yeah, those are the full results. Now for most unique. This is interesting because most unique doesn't mean necessarily bad or good, it just means the most different. And for that, I chose Lockdown Zone Level X as my pick. First of all, because the animation is really different. It's like a low budget style animation that still looks good. It's a horror anime, so it's not something as common. And the way of releasing it was also very weird because it started in the end of a season. It has 6 episodes, which is a bit irregular in anime, and the episodes were only like 18 minutes long or 16, which makes it my pick for the most unique. Your third place was Scissor 7 Fragments of Memory. I'm glad you guys gave it some love. Your second place was Train to the End of the World, which I agree that it's pretty unique in some ways, especially the dialogues. They're so fast-paced and ADHD coded. In general, they were also very creative, and the anime is very weird overall. And first, Uzumaki. This category was made for Uzumaki. 86 votes, it's still less than I expected though. I feel like the entire top 3 got a lot of votes. Lockdown Zone Level X only got 2 votes. It's normal, no one really watched the anime, no one cared about the anime even. Only me and 2 other people apparently. Best Underdog. And this is the anime that wasn't expected to be such a hit as it was. And my pick for that is Soshimin series, because I didn't expect anything from it. I thought it was gonna be boring. For some people it is boring, but for me it just feels like a more relaxing vibe with some silly slice of life detective mystery cases. Your third place was Scissor 7 Fragments of Memory. I'm glad you voted for this in the underdogs. I really love Scissor 7. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. Your second place was Go-Go Loser Ranger, and I'm really happy about this because it was my favorite anime of that season. And first place, Mecha-in. It's understandable. I feel like some people might say, oh, but this wasn't really underhyped or anything. I feel like it ended up being way bigger than people were expecting it to be. Meanwhile, my pick being last place. Now it's time for the best original series that didn't adapt any other material. My pick was Scissor 7, I know, once more. And it is an original anime. Your third place was Jellyfish Can Swim in the Night. I definitely feel like it was an okay show. Like, it had some highs and lows. In general, it ended up being like decent. Now second, Train to the End of the World. Okay, now that's a bit unexpected in my opinion. I thought people would vote for other animes because the end of the anime was a bit rushed and convoluted, and things happened just because they had to, and they had to rush a bit in some stops, so it's kind of sad. But now first place, I wonder what it is and how many votes it got, because second place with 49 votes, that's not much. Scissor 7 won Best Original. Let's go! That's crazy in a good way. Finally, once more, my pick being the first place. I'm really happy this was the winner. It surely deserves it. I'm really surprised Girls Band Cry wasn't even in the top 3. Grim Variations being over Mayonaka Punch is also a big punch. Pun intended, because I thought no one watched Grim Variations, and yet 19 people voted for it. That's very wild. It wasn't bad. Some episodes were bad, some episodes were mid, but some episodes were very good, so it was a mixed bag, but it still had some very cool ideas to show. Worst anime. Now this is gonna be a controversial one. My pick is Tasuketsu, Fate of the Majority. Yeah, other people also made videos about this. I made an entire short dedicated to this anime and how bad it was. Let's see your picks. I'm very curious about this one. Your third place was The New Gate. Generic isekais getting the hate they deserve. Let's go. I definitely think this is probably the best out of the 6 I chose. Yeah, it's a very generic isekai, but it wasn't terrible. Like, it didn't hurt me or anything while watching. Second place was a tie, okay, between Tales of Wedding Rings and Tasuketsu. I'm really glad people hate Tasuketsu as much as I do, and I'm really glad people hate the Tales of the Wedding Rings, even though some people like it for some reason. It's just so ridiculous in my opinion. Like, it has some things that don't make any sense. And now the first place, I'm really curious, is it gonna be that one? Isekai Suicide Squad, let's go! The ultimate trashy Western Japanese trying to cross over things that don't make any sense, plus doing it a very bad job, and the story and the characters are absolutely awful. I don't like Marvel, DC, and any of that superhero stuff, but I had some expectations for this. It looked like an interesting combination, but you can see it didn't go very well. I'm not gonna say I personally agree with this being the worst, but I fully support it being there. I'm surprised Ninja Kamui wasn't higher. And Rinkai, I feel like people didn't vote for Rinkai because they didn't watch it. Otherwise, I feel like it would be way higher. So lame. There was absolutely no point in making that anime. Now, the best sequel. We're reaching the end, and I chose MF Ghost Season 2. Yes, this wasn't even in the options because I feel like no one else would really vote for it, but I did. It's my favorite sequel of the year, and I'll stand for it. It's just really peak. I loved Season 1, and Season 2 just continues. What more can I ask for? It's cars, racing. I love racing anime. I've said that a million times in this channel. MF Ghost deserves more love. Your third place was Bleach. Okay. Second place, Oshinoko second season, and first, ReZero, because it's one of the most popular isekais ever. 73 votes. That's still not much. I expected it to get more. And the dangers in my heart not even getting top 3. Or Monogatari. How did Monogatari get so little votes? I don't like Monogatari, and I still think that's not enough. Hibiki Euphonium, the 4 fans are not eating today. Congrats to ReZero for being the best sequel. Now, best new anime. Let's see what you guys think was the leader, the best, the top 1 anime that released this year. No sequels, no season 2s, no spin-offs, just brand new stuff. And my pick was Dungeon Meshi. What a great example of an anime. Amazing world building, plot twists, adventure. It feels like a real journey. Characters are really cool and fun. They have a nice dynamic. They really know how to make an adventure feel impactful. I still have a few episodes left to finish, and I'm pretty sure it's only gonna get better. So, and your third place was Orb on the Movements of the Earth. 24 votes. Okay, we're gonna see big numbers afterwards. Orb third place. I was expecting this to get at least second. Kind of disappointed. I would have definitely voted for this if it wasn't for Dungeon Meshi. Second place, is it Dungeon Meshi? Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling had this many fans? What? Where are my Dungeon Meshi fans at? Dungeon Meshi not gonna be even top 3. Top first, dun. Obviously, everyone saw it coming. But where's... Dungeon Meshi got 4th. No way. And Blue Box only got 10 votes. Damn. Well, that sure was a voting. Shoshimin series with only 4 votes. It doesn't compete with the others, but it's still pretty good in my opinion. Dungeon Meshi definitely deserved higher, but I really love Solo Leveling as well, so I can't really complain, even though I expected it to be way lower. 118 votes and then 58. You can clearly see which one was the leader here. Now let's see from 1 to 10, what was your average rating for the season? What did you think? Whoops, I made a mistake. It wasn't supposed to be season, it was supposed to be year. So this is the average rating for the year. I'm sorry for that mistake. It wasn't on purpose, I swear. But the average rating for the year was 7.85. Better than I would give it probably, but still a really decent score. I'm glad people weren't like blind and gave it all a 10, but I'm also glad people are enjoying this year. Let's hope 2025 is even better. Now this part is more important. Nominations average rating. What did you think of the nominations I chose? I'm gonna be honest, if I have anything above a 6, I'm gonna be happy. And 6.69, okay. I'm definitely gonna try improving for the next years, because this is the first time I'm doing this. Obviously, it's not gonna be perfect. Obviously, there are gonna be mistakes. 6.69, funny number, is still a pretty decent score, I feel. That's understandable. I can't please everyone. Now, let's see some of your thoughts. What did you think? What do you have to say? I'm not gonna be able to answer everyone, obviously. And Winter had to obviously make some choices. In which were the best thoughts that you gave? What do we have? No. Yes. Please, spare my family. I'm not Duolingo. A lot of disclaimers saying that they didn't watch all of them and just voted random sometimes. I feel like that's normal. Like, I put some underground ones as well, so it's normal if you don't know a few animes and just vote for the ones you know. Or even if like in a specific category you don't really know any of the animes and you just vote because you need to vote in something, otherwise you can't submit the poll. Where is Shangri-La Frontier? Calm down, Shangri-La Frontier fans. I would put best opening if this was season 1. I hope you don't get mad at me. I think the more recent anime will get picked more, since they are easier to remember, still hyped. But there is no way to counteract that, so I don't know why I'm saying this. What do you expect me to do? There's obviously gonna be some recency bias, and we saw that a lot with Dandadan. Dandadan is peak. Basic. Dandadan is overrated. Basic. Only watch Dandadan. I'm tired of Dandadan. Can we please skip this? Diamond Goggles. Is this you, Nolan? Why isn't Blue Lock in the best animation category? Well, it was too good. People would only vote for that, so I thought it was a bit unfair. Fortnite is a free-to-play battle royale game. That reminds me of something. I know it's not related at all, but I lost the opportunity to put Rick and Morty in an anime awards show. I could have put Rick and Morty the anime in worst anime of the year, but I totally forgot about it. I just remembered because Rick and Morty is a Fortnite skin. All in animation is peak. I'm not gonna say that, I don't say bad words. Nebula. Well, go to hell, Nebula. Wish Mushoku Tensei appeared in it, but other than that, great list. Thank you. And Mushoku Tensei didn't appear because I'm like 1 season behind and I didn't hear many people talking about this last season, so you spelt C wrong in the description. Okay, Mr. Perfect. Next time you can do everything. Thank you for telling me. The British Indian Ocean Territory biota is an overseas territory of the United... Bro, love your content. Happy New Year. Thank you, and Happy New Year for you too, and everyone else who's watching. I'm gonna kill you, Winter. Get Rickroll. Subscribe. Exactly. And thank you so much for watching the Crystal Anime Awards 2024. It was a long journey and it took way longer than I expected to record this, so I really hope you liked it. And my knees are already bleeding from standing like this, because if you didn't notice, I wasn't even standing and my light just went off. See you on the 2nd of February. We have a new bingo video. I know you like those. Let's hope 2025 has a lot of good anime in store for us. Bye!